minsan naiinggit ako na sana pala dinamihan ko, kasi kung dinamihan ko dito sa investment na to, tapos umakyat siya, I would have made a lot more. But when people tell you to buy this stock and they're gonna say it's gonna go up, don't follow. Always do what makes sense to you. Always invest based on what you have studied. You digest it, you study it, and you figure out, is this something that works for me? If the answer is no, then don't go for it. If the answer is yes, then by all means, go for it. Push for it. But at the end of the day, your ultimate reason for coming in and buying, it should not be based because on what other people are saying. Hey guys, so over the past few months, if you have been following the channel, or for those who have been here watching me for years, we've talked about success stories, strategies, successful practices for you to become successful in the world of entrepreneurship, business, investing, and handling your money well. In this video, I want to do the opposite. I want to talk about 5 traits that will make you lose money when it comes to your investing. I want to talk about the opposite side of things, so that if you're doing it right now, I hope that there becomes a realization that I think I'm not doing something that I'm supposed to do. Not to point that you're doing wrong, but just to point out that there's a better way out. There's something that's sustainable. There's something that could possibly help you. Because that's the goal of this channel. We want you to grow so that you become productive and so that you earn, not just when times are good, but even in times like this where we are in the midst of the greatest pandemic ever, that you have the ability to be able to thrive and earn and make your money work hard for you. That being said, I want to start it off with this. Number one way to lose money when it comes to investing is you are investing because something is popular, and if you do that just because everyone else is doing it, that's where it's wrong. It doesn't mean that you are investing in the wrong investment. It's just that if you are doing it for the wrong reasons and motivation, just because you feel it's uso, and you will also make money just because everyone's doing it, that's where it will be also wrong for you. So let me give you an example. There are a lot of play-to-earn games right now that are NFT related, that are riding the blockchain, which in all intents and purposes, I've seen a lot of people do very, very well. Especially the ones that have started earlier, especially the ones that took the time to be able to grind it. If you're coming in just because it's something that's talked about right now, and you've seen people buy this and that and buy this and that just because of this particular game and their life is actually better, then you're doing it wrong. Don't just do it just because people are playing Axie. Don't just do it because people are playing Crypto Blades, DPET, and other games out there. Please don't do that. Please take the time to learn what it is. Kasi kung makikiuso lang kayo kasi pinag-uusapan siya, then you're missing out the point. And I've been saying this over and over. That won't give you conviction. And at the end of the day, it's conviction that will help you when times are bad. It's conviction that will help you when everyone does not want it anymore. Everything moves in cycles. And there will come a time where either it flatlines, meaning hindi naman siya bumababa, pero hindi rin siya umaakit, and it's just relatively steady. What do you do in times like that? What do you do also when there's massive panic, when people are also scared, when people don't want to go into it anymore? If nakikiuso lang kayo, you would be the first one na magpapanic. And I don't want that to happen to you. Every time you are in a proposition where this is the best time for you to earn, na pag hindi mo to ginawa ngayon, you will lose out, that this is your golden opportunity to become rich, then you have to revisit that. Because this is what I know. The best investments are the ones filled with conviction. And how can you build conviction if the main reason on why you are going into it is because uso siya? Noong 1990s na uso yung shawarma, pearl shakes, ang daming mga negosyo na tawag nila patok, that everyone started to do it. Guess what? Lahat ng gumaya, lahat ng sumunod dahil uso lang sila, they started to lose money. Kasi dadating at dadating din yung point that it becomes saturated. Dadating at dadating din yung point that if you did not do the math, you didn't do your due diligence, then you will lose a lot of money. Number 2, and highly connected to that, is this: investing just because other people would say it. Never, ever, ever listen to what other people are saying when it comes to investing. YouTube, your friend, your family member, your rich uncle, TV, newspaper, regardless of what people say, regardless of what their tips are, don't invest just because sinabi nila. Don't invest just because they tell you, okay, bili mo tong stock na to kasi it's gonna go up, or buy this crypto because it's gonna go to the moon. They may have their best intentions. They may want you to succeed, or the opposite. They're just really hyping it up. But no matter what's said, please don't buy just because people tell you. And even in this channel, I've been saying this over and over, no matter how how much we discuss stocks or cryptos here, don't just buy it because we talk about it here. And if you notice it also, I've been saying this over and over, the goal of this channel is never to give you fish, but to teach you how to fish. Because at the end of the day, if you watch videos from this channel and it doesn't give you the strength to analyze it on your own, then I failed you. I'm not here to spoon feed and tell you, eto yung gawin mo para lumago buhay mo. I'm not doing that. I'm never gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is, these are principles, build strategies around it that work with your own risk tolerance, with your own timeline, based on what you have studied, and then deploy capital against that. And that's where the power is. But when people tell you to buy this stock and they're gonna say it's gonna go up, don't follow. Always do what makes sense to you. Always invest based on what you have studied. So if they tell you something, do your due diligence. Watch as much YouTube videos, read as much books, read magazines, read blogs, any type of information that will help you and bring you forward, then go for it. However, once you get that information, you digest it, you study it, and you figure out, is this something that works for me? If the answer is no, then don't go for it. If the answer is yes, then by all means, go for it. Push for it. But at the end of the day, your ultimate reason for coming in and buying, it should not be based because on what other people are saying. It should not be based on what other people are telling you. And number 3, highly connected to that also is this. What will allow you to make money when uso siya, when people are telling you to buy it, is when you do your research. When you do your own research, you'll be able to validate. Totoo nga ba yung rason kung bakit siya uso ngayon because of this, and this? There has to be a compelling reason based on what you research. And please remember this, I said this at the start, that if you think this is your one way to get rich, then it's wrong. Because you will always have an opportunity. Habang buhay ka pa, no matter how young or old you are, there will always be opportunities out there that you can have. Even in the worst pandemics, please think about it this way. We are still right smack in the middle of the pandemic, but I've been saying this over and over. There's so much opportunity around that if you look properly and you look closely, and if you do your own research, you will find out that there are so many ways right now on how you can be able to build wealth, on how you can be able to earn more. Even though your normal business or job may be hit the most, there's so many ways that you can actually create, earn, and find this era 2021 as one of the greatest times for you to be alive, as one of the greatest times for you to be able to learn. Now, you might be saying this, wala naman akong kilalang pwedeng pag-research yun. Everything's online. Don't just look at a YouTube channel, but after that, validate it. Go to other channels, go to other blogs, go to other research materials where you can actually learn more about it. It could be a right or wrong decision, but it doesn't matter. What matters is, as long as that decision is yours, based on the right research, based on the right data, and you're not following the crowd and you're not following other people's choices, I think it's okay. And please remember this, it doesn't mean that if you do your own research, you're not gonna lose money. A lot of the tycoons, a lot of the US dollar billionaires have lost a lot of money, and it's part of the game. Please remember this, that out of 10 ideas, not all of them will pan out. Out of 10 ideas, there will be a lot of losing ideas there as well. But the name of the game is, you stick to the ones that will give you the greatest amount of wealth. That when you discover that also, that's where things get super, super amazing. But how do you do that? By practicing also what you've researched. Number 4 is this. I've seen a lot of people lose money because, okay, hindi sila nakinig sa kaibigan nila, hindi sila pumasok dahil uso lang siya. Okay, they've done their research. But here's the thing, when greed steps in and they put in more than what's required, that's where they start to lose money also. And I know I've said this over and over, and we created so many videos about, okay, don't enter into any investment or business if you're massively in debt, especially high consumer debt. Don't invest yet, pay off that debt first. Or if you don't have that emergency fund yet, you don't have that cash yet, you don't have steady source of cash flow yet, then don't invest. Only put in money that's on top of that. Even though you have savings, meaning if you have 1 million pesos pegged as savings, you have $20,000 pegged as savings, and then you only have 100,000 that you can invest, just put in that 100,000. We always fall into the temptation of putting in more because greed somehow pushes us that if it's correct, you will make this much money. But what if it doesn't? What has helped me through the years is the discipline of separating everything. What is in the crypto market will just be for the crypto market. What's for the bond market will just be for bonds. What's slated to be for cash will just be for cash. The ones that I have in cash are losing out to inflation, but it doesn't matter to me because the intention of why I'm keeping it in cash is for a different reason. It's not for me to grow my money. So whatever I've placed that's in cash will just remain and stay in cash even if it's losing. Why? Because the name of the game is to have other assets that will work for you. So in the same way, whatever I allocate for stocks, regardless of what market it is, it just stays there. And whatever I allocate also for living expenses, pang kape, pang Netflix, pang luho, to buy other stuff that I like, then it's okay for it also. I won't be guilty about it because at the end of the day, whatever I allocate there is really intended for spending. So that's what I'm actually saying. That allows me to have the conviction that whatever I put in to my investments, that whatever I put in to something that can give me the potential to grow more, is something na hindi ako matatakot. Why won't I be scared? Because it's an excess eh. It's an amount of money that's intended for investing. So you may say that, okay, if I put $2,000, I put 100,000 pesos, I put 250,000 pesos, I have other cash sources pa eh. Be faithful with that. Be faithful with what you intended to place there. Why? Your money should grow in proportion with your experience, should grow in proportion with your skills, should grow in proportion with your knowledge, should grow in proportion with your cash flow. Kung mamadaliin mo that you will put a large amount quickly without the skill, the experience, the research, and the cash flow from your job or your steady source of income, when bad times happen, you will panic. And that's what I've been seeing also when crypto markets drop. That's what I've been seeing also when stock markets drop. Those that are panicking, those that are selling low, are those people who put in more than what they allocated for it. But I've seen the ones that are very, very disciplined with their money. What do? When it's lower, they're okay. They're not panicking. Why? Because they have other assets that are there also to protect them. They have other sources of cash flow. They have other sources of income also that, okay, even though if this is not panning out the way I want it today, but because that's extra and I have more coming in, I can use the money that's coming in to actually buy lower. So please, just to protect you, and I've seen my share also of times that minsan naiinggit ako na sana pala dinamihan ko, kasi kung dinamihan ko dito sa investment na to, tapos umakyat siya, I would have made a lot more. That is if it does well. But please do remember, what if it doesn't? And you don't know eh. And the only way that you do know is you allocate capital based on what you can tolerate. So that if it drops, so that if there's volatility, hindi kayo kakabahan. If there's one thing that I want you to remember from all of this, please, 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 remember that it's so easy to be tempted to put in money to the next big thing. It's easy to be tempted to put in money into something that a lot of people are talking about. But if it's something that's above and beyond your budget, don't do it. People say this all the time, no, that your lifestyle should be lower than what you're earning. In the same way, act based on what you're earning. Spend based on what you're earning. In the same way also for investing, invest based on what you can only allocate, what you have set aside there. And the only time you put in more is when you don't touch your other sources, just when you don't touch your other allocations as well. And lastly, I'll say this. One of the best ways for you to lose money is when you start comparing yourself with other people. One of the things that will trigger you to put in more than what you're supposed to do because you've seen other people do well and naiinggit kayo and you want to copy them. Or you want to buy this car, you want to buy this house, you want to buy this very, very speculative stock, you want to buy this crypto right now at a high point because you saw your friend make a lot of money from it. The moment you compare yourself to other people, you will lose. I think what's so interesting about investing, regardless if it's bonds, stocks, mutual fund, insurance, cryptocurrencies, is that you are not racing against anyone. They have their goals, they have their starting point, they have their cash flow, they have their level of cash position, and you also have yours. Think about it. Someone who's earning double than you in terms of salary or in terms of their business, pero they're supporting all of their parents, both sides. They have 4 kids that are in college versus you. If you don't have all of those responsibilities, it could possibly mean also that you might be earning lesser, but your take home, something that you can allocate for your investments, might be even more. But that's the thing eh. We always like comparing ourselves to people who are doing better than us, tapos naiinggit tayo, or in the same way, we look down on people who make mistakes eh. For those watching this channel too, the almost 280,000 people subscribed here, you have to realize this, that kindness in the world of investing is so important, that hindi tayo habang we're earning more, hindi tayo nagiging mayabang. Kasi madaming tao, when they start earning more, parang yumayabang and they look down on other people. They frown upon other people who make mistakes. And I don't want you to be that. I don't want you to do that. I want you that all 280,000 subscribers here, that as you start getting better, you lift people up, you pull people up, you bring them to where you are, you make them better. Pero you don't do it in a very, very condescending way, but you do it in a way that's very, very uplifting. So you don't have to compare yourself with the gains of other people. You don't have to compare yourself with the earnings of other people. You run your race. You set your targets. You set a target of what you want to be 10 years from now, when you want to retire, how much do you need for passive income, how much do you want to earn also for the year, how much Bitcoin would you want to actually allocate, how many stocks of this variant would you actually want to have. And those are goals that are independent to what other people are doing. When you run your own race, it doesn't matter where you are, because you will start winning and you will start living your life to the full. So there, I hope you guys got a lot from this, and I hope that this is something that's very, very insightful for all of you. I hope that this is something that will bring you closer to whatever dreams and steps you have towards financial freedom. By the way, I don't know if you know this yet, but my second channel, I'm gonna be active again there. I'm gonna try to make more videos again there, but that's where we're gonna put again more and more maybe crypto related stuff, or maybe technical analysis related stuff. I'll put the link below. You can check it out, Investing Made Easy. And I do hope that you support it also. I do hope that it's something that will add value to you as well. So I'm trying to somehow separate the content from this main channel to the second channel, and I'm gonna try to revive that. If you're new to this, my name's Marvin Gurmo. I'm a stock market trader and investor. And if you want more videos about this, like, share, subscribe, and smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing. And if you want to join our Stock Smarts courses, we have one coming this August. Links are in the description below. And we have a technical analysis Zoom class happening in the next few months. Links are in the description below as well. And lastly, I've written 5 books. They're available in National Bookstore, Shopee, and Lazada. Check them out below. The whole goal of that is to be able to teach you on how you can be able to succeed in the stock market. So that's it for now. Comment below if you stayed up until the end, and I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.